So I have been alluding to this for a couple of weeks on Discord and on Twitter, and I kind of want to now dive into it a little bit more. I've been talking about something called ending the stigma, and I just want to take a few minutes to talk about what it's kind of going to consist of and kind of how it popped into my brain. For all intents and purposes, ending the stigma is kind of, I guess, the next phase of my interludes, as it were. Um, Obviously, I've been doing interludes off and on for the better part of since I started the project. Um, they've been pretty much, I'd say, 80 to 90% just expository stream of consciousness with some research and links to various resources thrown in there as fit in accordance with the topic. And as I'm doing more interludes and more topics are springing up into my head, I feel like they need to be less expository and more research-based. In fact, for my upcoming one, which will probably go up in the next few weeks or so, give or take, I have a lot of videos waiting in the offing I need to work on. I actually had my brother from another mother, Indie Coalition, do some research on that particular topic. That way, when I do a video, it doesn't seem as, fly by night, as just a lot less like, where are your credentials, where are you coming from with this, you're just shooting from the hip, that kind of thing. So since Indy was kind enough to offer his services as a fact checker and as kind of a research gatherer, I just kind of thought to myself, this is probably going to be the future of interludes. Because there needs to be more cred, because they talk about, obviously, write what you know, talk about what you know, but I just don't want it to be coming across as half-assed. There needs to be more in-depth research on it. And as I started doing topics for ending the stigma, I'm going to say enter salmon, good lord, ending the stigma, exit light. I deviate, I apologize. As I start doing more stuff for ending the stigma, there is going to be a lot of research-based things, and my goal is for various topics, actually interviewing various individuals that pertain to said topic. So with that being kind of said, the vagueness out of the way, what is ending the stigma? It is at the very least a 3 to 5 episodic mini-series for the project. I say at least 3 to 5 because if there is a genuine interest, it really will be the next phase of interludes. And the difference between interludes and ending the stigma is interludes are just kind of subjects that pop into my brain as they see fit, depending on depending on whatever it is that I'm going through at the time. But these are topics that are highly, highly stigmatized, hence the title Ending the Stigma. And, it just kind of came to me that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a series of, I guess, hot button topics that I've been seeing on social media that just, not everybody, but a sizable chunk of people that were commenting on said topics were just throwing stigma left, right, and center about it. It's various things that are just, if you take 2 steps back and just take a hard look at it, you're just thinking, what the hell? What are you smoking? What are you drinking? What are you on? Like, you're just confirming the bias. And it really made me angry. And I'm thinking, okay, well, this topic is incredibly stigmatized, then this topic is stigmatized, and this topic is stigmatized. So I just kind of rabbit holed and went down into this warrens about heavily stigmatized topics and thinking it is time to set the record straight, y'all. Seriously. Yeah, I know, you can already see my salt level going up a little bit. But it's infuriating because it makes me think about things that we go through, and I'm saying we as a collective intelligence go through every single day, that we see things that are heavily stigmatized to us, or maybe even that we are stigmatizing, depending on the variance of what it is we're encountering. And that's what this series / mini-series is all about. It's all about bringing things to light, adding fact, fact-checking, throwing in previous stigmas that have kind of gotten to that point. And it's all going to be a various means of topics. I mean, not just, mental health, addiction, various other topics that are kind of plaguing us right now that we see on the regular on social media, in the news, in the world, and bringing these facts to life. And that's why I I'm having people do research on. Like I said, Indie Coalition has been kind enough to offer up his services for it. I have a couple people I've already kind of reached out to through various companies and resources to be like, hey, this is something I'm going to be doing. This is a topic I'm going to be doing. Would you be interested in maybe setting up, 10 to 15 minutes out of your schedule to do kind of a Skype interview with me? And these are people with a firm and thorough background. So it's no longer just me shooting from the hip. It is actually bringing clarity to the topic. So what do I want to do about this? I mean, it's just, I feel, God, I really am talking quickly. Scale down a bit. I'm getting overworked here. I mean, I guess what it comes down to is we live in a society that is stigmatized almost involuntarily. You witness something and your mind goes to preconceived notions. It's almost natural at this point, and the older I'm getting, and kind of having a person with a foot in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, I've kind of had this generational split. I kind of see stigmas on both sides of the equation. I really just want to set the record straight because I am tired of the vitriol. I am tired of the stigma. I am tired of preconceived notions without doing background information and checking and just throwing your opinion into the ring. And I guess that's kind of what my interludes were, was me just throwing my opinion into the ring. But I try to be cognizant, I try to be cogent, and I really hope as people watch Ending the Stigma, this is kind of going to be another facet to the Signal Fire project, which of course is change. It's not just gaming anymore. It's talking about subjects that need to be broached. I mean, like I said, back when I started talking about the rebranding, there were going to be more interludes. And this is kind of the direction it's going, is adding more information so we can all just kind of go, wait a second. But I'm really excited about the way Ending the Stigma is going to go. I've already got several people that are going to be helping me with various aspects of it, not just with research and fact-checking. I'm going to have some people help me out with the introduction. If there are topics you want to see discussed on it that are, in your opinion, heavily stigmatized, please let me know in the comments below. I would very much like to hear about it, what your thoughts are on certain things. Like I said, I already have 3 topics that I'm definitely going to be going into. 2 of them I know very well. 1 of them I don't know very well. Actually, I don't really know well at all. But that's going to require a lot of extra research. And any kind of episode that I do is going to have everything linked up in the comments below. If you all want to see full interviews, if I just do various parts of it, of course I will include those in a separate link. But yeah, that's the way it's going. I kind of wanted to shed some light on why I keep talking about this on Twitter and Discord. But once again, I very much want to hear your opinion on what you would like to see. If you do feel like you could be some service to me and the project in various topics, I'll probably be reaching out to a few other people to get their opinions on things, to get their thought process. But if you want to help and volunteer for part of the process, I would greatly value and appreciate what you bring to the table. So, of course, with that being said, I look forward to sharing this next phase of the project with you. And always remember, keep your fires burning.